So another reason why the parenting system in the Western world and the Nigerian world is different for me is because of how will I put it, family size. In the Western world, you often see people have 1 to 3 kids and a bit more, but on an average. But here in Nigeria, somebody can have more. And I'm telling you that they might not have food, but they are willing to give birth to 7, 12 kids. And you'll be asking yourself, there's one that I heard of recently, someone was telling me that she has 9 kids, and this woman is in her 50s, so she's not that old. I was like, people like our mother's prayer groups are giving birth to 4, 3, you give birth to 9. And I asked the person, when the first that came out from my mouth was in this modern world. I wasn't being critical or anything, but it didn't make sense to me because that woman is a woman of this world. Yes, she's not a millennial or anything, but 9 kids. And if you see everybody, it's just somehow. So there's no time for individuality where they have time to like focus on individual person per se. And there's a thing about children being encouraged to choose their paths in whatever they want. But here in Nigeria, it's more like Nigerian parents often see children as an extension of family expectation. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Is what they're expecting you to do, just extend it. Sometimes they say, oh, my father was a lawyer, you read law. There are situations like that. I've seen a situation like that. There's a family that came to my uni. Everybody came as an accountant. 2 brothers were intelligent. The girl was just an average student, and I think maybe she should have excelled if she had read what she really wanted to read. I think she came for accounting. At the end of the day, she changed course to sociology because it was too much fun. She was doing really great because dad was an accountant. Everybody came to be an accountant. I think that has to be the pressure of the dad. Everybody has to read accounting, an extension of the family. You can imagine. So, and that's one thing people don't understand. And another thing Nigerian parents don't know is, aside from the Igbo culture people, I think one thing that Igbos do that I really do admire is the fact that when a son, I don't know if they do it for daughters, so I've never really heard it for daughters. If they do, please drop it in the comment section. If they do it for daughters, I don't know. Is when maybe their first son, or even if it's not the first you're a boy, that you become of age after school, maybe they're thinking about businesses, they can sell land, they have things, they've acquired things. They actually acquire things for the fact that, oh, I have kids, and tomorrow my son, especially for the boys, they acquired lands, properties, and everything. Is the fact that if this boy, and this, I'm not talking about even the wealthy people, when it comes to the wealthy people, they don't even have to sell nothing. All they do is give out cash and say, okay, I have this for you, I want to start this business. So just go to their dad. You know, when you have a rich and wealthy father, there's a difference when it comes to the parenting and the upbringing and the kind of conversations you have. You just go to him and tell him that this is what you want to do, and he gives you a particular amount of cash for you to be able to do it. Why the medium average man that does okay in his business, maybe he sees 20 million, 30 million, and a normal man, he buys lands in the village and sometimes in towns that were not really developed, hoping that they will develop. And this he starts from early age, where the kids are in nursery, primary school, even really small, because that's the Igbo mentality. That's one thing I really love them for. It's just like their one boy system. One boy system, they do this for their kids too. At the end of the day, the boy wants to go now. Maybe they say, okay, if you want to start a business, the businessman, he knows that it's my son, like good amount of money, 20 million, 50 million, and he runs a business. He might not be able to take that out of the business because that's not how they run businesses. He might not be able to take it out to be like, okay, I have this land, let's sell this. Sometimes these fathers don't even have businesses. When they were working, they managed to get this land all for the sake of their sons or their kids, that in the future when they need it, they have something to sell to be able to encourage their kids. They have something to sell to be able to encourage their kids. They do this a lot. So at the end of the day, they sell these things and give it to the son. Oh yeah, go to Lagos or go to Onitsha, go to so place, go to abroad. If it's even abroad, they send them. Go and hustle. And the hustle is not always about business. Sometimes people want to go into the professional route, but they need is maybe they've tried here in Nigeria, it's not working, or they've tried in a particular state here in Nigeria, it's not working, and they have to try another state or another country inside Africa or Western world and Asia or anything you want to even call Australia or whatever it is. You might want to try. So they'll be like, okay, at least they need a starting capital, and that starting capital to start is talking about traveling ticket, visas, upkeep while they are there, rent, food. That is what that money is for. Is a startup, is a push But in Nigeria, we hardly have our parents do that for us. Sorry, they do it. Don't get me wrong. In fact, they hardly do it. When I mean hardly do it, not because they don't want to. Some of them don't even have, and some of them it's based on education. There's some things that they don't know. You will see it with the wealthy man. He does it. The millionaire has money. Sometimes he has, even before. I know one of my family friend that already gave his kids. They are younger than I am. I'm telling you, these kids, the least one has 10 million in our account. The other ones have 15 and 12 million. There are 3 kids already. He's like an average man. That money came, he gave it to them. That now 2 has finished school. No, 1 has finished school. The other one, she's reading medicine, so she's staying longer in school. She would have finished earlier before the boy. The other one is still in school. She will soon finish. So it's like when you come out, do what you want with the money. But why am I saying they hardly do it? I'm not talking about all the parents. I'm talking about our average to low end earners parents. Is you see some of our parents in a year they end up with 20 million naira in their workplace, 6 million, even as low as 6 million in a year, 10 million naira in a year, and they don't know that they can actually buy into safety or guarantees for their kids in the future. Imagine you have 5 kids and you put down 1 million naira every year into an endowment fund. Because that's what we do. What we do in my company is we help family do family planning. We help them with education plans. We help them with investment plans for the future, especially for their kids. And one thing we always guarantee is safety, assurance. Assurance is something that you always get, because that's something that your brother don't have access to, your sister don't have access to, just your wife and your kids. It's just your wife and your kids. It's just your family centric. You know how you sometimes when daddy dies or mommy dies, you see people coming to drag property, especially from when the father dies. Or when the father is no longer here, you see the father taking on the businesses, the bank accounts, and every other thing. Then the mother, they throw her out. She's left with nothing. At the end of the day, you're hustling. This is something that we do that is not for your family, it's not for your brother, it's not for your sister. This kind of thing is the thing that only your family knows, only your wife and your kids know. Nothing like brother and you don't have any access. No access, they're the only ones that know. Imagine if you put down 1 million naira every year as an average family. I'm talking to those average family and those other tribes that hardly do things. It's things like the Ijaw tribe. I am from the Ijaw tribe. We hardly have things like that, except your father has money. But the normal average family and everything is like go to school, you go and hustle, do the world, and that's how it is. It's just like a passed down mentality that they have. Passed down mentality, that's how it is done. And it's not bad, you hustle by yourself, there's nothing there. But sometimes when it comes to encouragement and support that we're talking about, that diaspora give is, oh, we have the insurance, we have this, we can do this. They give you a room, they give you the basement to use. They say, okay, they don't disturb you throughout the day, like we said in our previous video. Like I've said in my previous video, they don't disturb you throughout the day. They come and your mom come and give you food. At my age, my mother will not come and be giving me food yet. I'm not crazy now. I'm asking for too much. I'm asking for too much. If I don't come down to come and prepare food, she don't carry face for me. So those are the things we're talking about. We're talking about support, whether it is just by words, comfort, being there, by money wise. So I know that you as an average family, that you're earning 6 million naira a year, 7 million, 10 million, 20 million naira a year. Some people are even earning more. I know some people that are working with their average families. They don't even call themselves, they don't call themselves millionaires. They're like rich. And those are still average families. You can say rich families. They're okay. That they work in places like LNG. People stay and work in LNG. What do they call it? There's this worker, this is called it. Contract workers. That they pay up to 1 million naira. You're not even a food staff. I know about food staffs in total that they pay like 5 million naira. I know somebody who has never worked before in her life since she left because she's in her 30s and she just got a job in total. They're paying her 5 million. That kind of person that has a child. She has money, so she has money. She'll just be doing things. At the end of the year, you don't know that if you just put ordinary 1 million every year, you and your wife combine. So sometimes some households is them and their wives combined, they can be able to bring out 10 million naira a year from their salary. Like it's something that they earn. So imagine you bringing out just 1 million. I'm not talking about more. Just bringing out 1 million naira a year and investing in an endowment plan for your kids, their future, that they are small, they are in secondary school, that in the next 10 years from secondary school to when they will finish university in Nigeria, okay, maybe this money will come up to 17, 20 million, depending on how much you have. You know how investing is. The more you put, the more you get. Depending on how much you have. You put it down. At the end of the day, let me just say you're able to put that 17 million naira for 10 years. That 1 million naira for 10 years to 12 years. 10 years to 12 years. And you're able to get something like 17M in the next 10 years. depending on what you put in, or let me just say the 1 million naira will give you that, like 17 million naira in 10 years, and you have like 5 kids, and now they are all finishing school, they've all finished school, they have to move. And maybe some of them don't want to do business, some of them want to do business. Even if you want to do a shoe business, handbag business, you want to sell clothes, you divide that money equally among them. They're getting in, say, 3.5 or 3.2. My math is off right now. Say that is enough money for them to start a business. To start small, because it's a business, you have to start small. Even if you're trying to get a team, you start with 1 or 2 people at the same time. You're starting small. Or you go to where the manufacturer, you just buy and resell. Stamp your name on it. And at the same time, you can say, oh, I don't want to do a business, I want to work like a formal job. What do? This money can be able to move anybody from wherever they are to another state in Nigeria, and start all over. Do you understand? They can even go to Benin Republic, because it's Calvi, you do not even fly, except you want to fly. You can just enter, so okay, let me go try the nearest place. That money would serve as eating money, clothing money, house money. So I think that is something as an average home we should try out, because something people don't understand is when it comes to securing your child's future, most of the time people think, oh, now people will get money to do that one, so anyhow we go manage. You see people that are selling rice in the market. A woman that has a store, she's selling rice, she sees good money at the end of the day. She's seeing good money at the end of the day, and some will come out of school and say he's going to look for a job, and which is not a bad thing if he wants to look for a job, but sometimes he needs more support and everything. Maybe sometimes she doesn't have the money one time to give, and she doesn't put her money in investment, it's just all in the business, so she has to sell. But not knowing that while she's making money, if she puts in 1 million to 2 million naira every year, not every month though, just every year. Sometimes husband and wife come together and just plan for your child's future, just to be able to give more support, whereby we can do a system where as children, our children are confident enough to know that, okay, if I need this, if I have a conversation with my parents or my mom or my dad, if they shake themselves, something will come out, because they've already invested for me. They've already invested for I and my siblings. That's a support, and that would be a starting point, a stepping stone for whatever you want, and others are going to get it by themselves. So it's not bad. I think all average homes and normal homes should learn how to at least buy into investments into the insurance industry. Exactly, because that's the only way you can secure it, and it's just for your family. No brother, no auntie, no sister, no nephew, no cousins going to come close. Just your wife and your kids. Assurance, but clean. So if you have any other opinion, if you're one of those that actually got a monetary gift from your dad or your mom as a support, be like, okay, go here, go and start, go and do this, go and do that. A lot of parents actually do it, no lies. They try. Sometimes when you're going, they're able to just provide rent. Meet only norm, they sincerely want to do more. They sincerely want to really do more, but sometimes it's not there. And if you had told them, oh, if you're investing in millionaire in 10 years, you get 17M or more, if you're putting down more. At that time when the money is not there, like, okay, I have this money, it's been paid out. Why don't you take it? Do you understand? So if you're parents that actually want to do more, and know that your children's life and future is paramount to you, very important to you, you can actually send me a DM for